Hello everybody and welcome back to the Snapthis channel, and in today's video we're going to tell you everything that you need to know about Tiny Royale. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Snapthis channel. Now, like I said, we're going to be talking about that fresh game that's just been released into the Snapchat application called Tiny Royale. And if you are new to the Snapchat community, this is a brand new game that you can play without needing to install anything extra onto your Snapchat. You can instantly jump into a game against 30 people on one map. Now, my name is Carl Lightning and I'll be showing you everything that you need to know about Tiny Royale, whether that be tips and tricks to get you that first victory royale on the Snapchat application. Now, just a tiny description about Tiny Royale. It is, of course, a battle royale game, just available on the Snapchat application, of course, but this isn't a new genre of game. This has actually been around on PC and consoles. You've probably heard of Fortnite, Apex Legends, H1Z1. These are all the same sort of genre of game where it's you versus the world, whether that be solo, duos, or in a squad of friends to try and become the only ones alive. And if you are the last alive, you are the winners. So let's start off with the map of Tiny Royale. So let's start off at the top left of the map. Now, this is a great place to start because no other places sort of overlap Lofty Lumber. Now, Lofty Lumber is an industrial wood cutting centre, and like I said, a fantastic place to start because it is away from the rest. Moving over to Ace Airfields. Now, it would not be an island without an airfield, and this is what you're going to have. Ace Airfield is full of aeroplanes and hangars, which is a good place with a lot of complicated little buildings to deflect bullets if you are in the firing range. Moving over to the richer side of the island, we've got Musty Mansion, which is a very grand house with a huge garden and some fantastic water features. Now, don't be stumbled by this because it is quite open. It is a good place to start at the top right of the map. Now, just underneath Musty Mansion, you will have the old spooky cemetery, which has got loads of catacomb entrances and a very spooky vibe to go with it. Now, this is probably one of the locations which is more action-packed because it is between the majority of the central parts. Next to the spooky cemetery, we have the sleepy suburbs, which is a row of houses which, yes, has not been finished, but is a fantastic place to run in and out of these buildings to deflect those bullets that are being fired at you. If it was completed, though, it'd be a fantastic place to raise the family. Now, every island needs its sightseeing city, and that's what we have on Tiny Royale. We have the central city, which is our urban built-up area where the most craziest gunfights can happen because there is so much going on in this area. Now, I didn't realise till I made this video, but actually there is a location next to the central city, and it is called the Rickety Ruins, and this is great for some open map gameplay. Now, every island and every countryside does need a farm, and Fertile Farm is our fantastic American themed farm, as we've got the barn, we've even got the crops, the tractors, the outhouses, and even a windmill. So this is the full functioning farm. It's a great place to spawn at the bottom left of the map. However, there is a carnival right next to it. Now, this carnival is called Candy Carnival, and yes, it is as colourful as it sounds. It's got flashing lights, it's got a Ferris wheel, it's even got its own scarecrow, which I think they might have nicked from Fertile Farm, but this is a nice place to spawn in, as it's not too urban, but it's not too open. Now, if you are visiting this Candy Carnival from out of town, you're probably going to be staying in the 2-star hotel over at Perilous Pit Stop. This place also has a fantastic gas station. It also has a fully functioning diner. So this is a place that you'll be staying if you were to come to the Tiny Royale Island. And just underneath that, well, we have Scrappy Scuttle, which is your local scrapyard where you'll find crushed cars, crushed metal, and pretty much anything that you could sell for scrap. Again, this is a good place for close firefights, as there are a lot of objects that you can hide behind to deflect bullets. There's a second location on the Tiny Royale map I didn't realise was an area, is the Bony Barrens at the bottom right, and essentially again another open area that you can have a great firefight in, just like the ruins. And the last location I'd like to talk about is called the Donut Depot, and this is the distribution centre for donuts on the island. It is also a great place for close combat because again it is a built up area. Now, all the locations on the map are from June 2019. If the Tiny Royale team have put any more locations in, this is why this video is probably out of date. So that's the map, and we'll get into the physics of the game now. So that is the map of the Tiny Royale game, and of course you and your friends can go around in any location that you choose. You pick where you want to land, and then you obviously kill the enemies to win. Now, of course, there's got to be an added challenge to this because it's going to be a game of hide and seek if you weren't to have this added challenge. And the challenge I'm talking about is the zone, or what people call the circle. And essentially what this does is it closes and gets smaller on one area of the map pushing everybody together. And if you are not in the zone, you will slowly deplete in health, and that is how you can get eliminated. So they do push you together to have the fight of the death. So that is the map and the concepts of a Battle Royale game. Now it would not, of course, be this game without the weapons. So let's have a look at the main contenders of what you'll be using to conquer your enemies. So the first weapon you start off with in Tiny Royale, with no choice, as it's the default weapon before you collect anything, is the baseball bat. Now you can kill people with this, but it'd be very difficult. The next weapon I'm going to be talking about is the pistol, and on the main menu you actually have the option to have a free pistol before even starting the game. You do have to watch an advert, but it's only 5 seconds and is definitely worth your time. However, the pistol is a one shot with a very short range, but it can still give you some good kills. Moving on to the bigger guns, we have the shotgun, which is great for close quarters. I tend to pick this gun up at the very beginning of the game to try and eliminate anyone in my proximity. Another gun to look out for is the light machine gun. This has got the green skin on, and personally this is my favourite. As it's a burst rifle, I find it's the most precise in terms of aiming. However, sometimes it is a bit annoying if you miss the 3 shots and you're still running away from the enemy. Moving up to the more automatic guns, we have the submachine gun, which is a gun that can fire a high rate at a medium range. So this tends to be your machine gun that you'll be going for in the battles. Now, there is no sniper rifle in the game currently, but there is a crossbow which does a fantastic job of long range, and it'll even bounce off walls to ricochet into your enemies. Moving on to the heavier damaging guns, we got the minigun, which takes a lot of ammo but gives a lot of punch, and this is definitely a good gun to look out for. It is rather large, but it does a lot of damage. And finally, we have the bazooka, which is absolutely fantastic. It has a very long range, but if you can get a precise hit from a long distance, you can do a lot of damage on your enemies. Something else that you could try, not exactly a weapon you can pick up, but the bushes around the map can actually be hidden in, and you can use stealth for a surprise attack on your enemies. You could have a pistol, but still kill somebody by the surprise attack. So that is the awesome roster of weapons that we have on Tiny Royale, and to assist you in your battles, you're going to need some pickups along the way. And these will be placed all over the map, and these can be either health, armor, or some extra coinage for the shop, which we'll talk about at the very end of the video. Now, in terms of health packs, we have 2 varieties. We have the tiny health pack, which will revive your health a small amount, which means you might need multiple for those bad wounds. And we have the larger health pack, which is considerably more than the mini ones, and this may take all of your health back up to full restoration if, of course, you were damaged in a fight with friends or on your own. And if you need that extra bonus, of course, you can pick up some armor, which is the blue sort of health pack, and this will give you an additional health bar, and this is like double health. If you fill it all the way up, you can collect again multiple health and armor points along the way, all across the map, because of course these are random in different places every time you play. The other very important pickup that you can get around the map is the ammo boxes. These make a massive difference in terms of Battle Royale games, not just Tiny Royale, but all of them. You get some preset ammo with every gun, but the more ammo you collect, the more chance you're going to be able to keep this gun. And when you run out of ammo with the selected gun, and this is every single gun on the game, you will lose it and go straight back to a bat, which you do not want in the final circle. The final pickup that you'll find around the map is the coins, and this is just allowing you to have some extra wonga for that shop at the very end to upgrade your characters to look very sassy on the battlefield. With every single Tiny Royale game completed, you are rewarded with a free in-game chest, which is great that it's free because you don't have to spend your real money. Now, there are 3 tiers to this. There's the bronze, just for participating and playing a Tiny Royale match. So if you just died straight away, have a chest. Moving on to the silver level, this is if you've played surprisingly well. This is the one I tend to get because I'm not that great at the moment, but you can have between 500 and 1,000 coins rewarded if you win one of these, or even a costume that's tier 1 to 2. And then finally, if you win a Battle Royale game, you will be presented with the gold chest, which has the largest sum of coins in, which is 1 to 2,000, and the chance to win a 2 to 3 level tiered costume. Now, all the coins on Tiny Royale can be converted into costumes, which you can buy from the shop. There is a daily deals bit as well, where you can get some awesome costumes that they're bringing out. These are all free, remember, so there's free costumes for you to run around the battlefield just looking different to the bog standard Joe that's playing. And of course, Tiny Royale, if you're watching this game, how about we get a Snapthis limited edition costume, which looks a bit like this, a very bright bolt lightning themed costume for myself to run around with yourselves in the game. So there we have it. Those are the tips and tricks that you're going to need to get the full experience of Tiny Royale and be hopefully the next victor on your next game. What I like about Tiny Royale is it's a very small handheld game which you can literally pick up anywhere, whether you're sitting on public transport, on your lunch break, or literally just waiting for family to arrive. It's just a great time. The games are averaging around, well, a couple of seconds to about 5 minutes, depending on how well you play the game. Obviously, remember, make sure to pick up the guns, the ammo, and the coinage, because of course that is the main factor of the game. Thank you very much for watching Snapthis today. If you're new around here, we make Snapchat themed videos and social media videos to help you guys out in the community make the most of those applications. If of course you're new around here, you can subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed today's video, then leave us a like. Hopefully going to bring you some more tips and tricks, not just on Snapchat, but the other games like Snake Squad, Bitmoji Party, and Zombie Rescue Squad. We're coming for you to give you the best tips and tricks for those games, because if you've not tried those out, they are equally as fantastic. And I think that's everything I've got for today, so we'll catch you in the next video.